It has been a couple of weeks since the last big Pokemon Journeys news, but now I have the biggest news ever in the form of 2 brand new episode titles, and you will not believe how huge and significant they are. These titles come from a source on Twitter, which I'll link in the video description, so be sure to check it out. There is no time to wait, so let's just talk about them. Pokemon Journeys episode 114, airing on June the 10th, is titled Special Training, Battle of Flames, Ash vs Paul. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Paul is returning at long last on June the 10th. I mean, really, the title speaks for itself. Ash and Paul will be reuniting to have a training battle. Personally, I have a feeling that Paul lost against Cynthia in the World Coronation Series, and thus he didn't make it into the Masters 8. And thus, I think Paul will be frustrated that Ash made it into the Masters 8 while he didn't, so Paul will want to meet up with Ash to test his strength. I think they'll have a training battle, and through that battle, Paul will realise just how strong Ash is now. So then, once Paul has realised this, he'll help to guide Ash and to teach him how to beat Cynthia in the Masters 8. I cannot wait to see how different Paul is now after all of his development. And now, an episode title that is actually surreal. Pokemon Journeys episode 115, airing on June the 17th, is titled Opening Masters Tournament. Right, so this is an absolute massive shock to me. This title seems to be implying that the Masters 8 tournament is beginning next month, before Project Mew, before Chloe finds a dream. I genuinely cannot wrap my head around this. I never ever expected it, but that is the title. According to the title, the Masters 8 arc will be beginning in a few weeks. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping for the Masters 8 tournament to be the big final arc of the series. Having Ash's biggest arc ever as the final arc makes so much sense to me, whereas ending on Project Mew or Chloe finding a dream sounds really odd. So although most people are assuming that the tournament itself, with all the battles, will be starting next month, I actually have a different theory based on this episode title. What if this episode is just like an opening ceremony for the Masters 8? Sort of like a celebratory ceremony before the actual tournament begins. Perhaps every member of the Masters 8 will gather at the stadium and will meet each other and do interviews and everything. It makes a ton of sense to me for Ash to reunite with characters like Alain, Diantha, Steven, Iris, Lance, etc. before the tournament begins, so that they can flesh out their bonds and their rivalries and really catch up with each other before the tournament begins. I mean, surely the first time Ash and Alain reunite won't be during the tournament. So personally, I'm really hoping that this episode is just like an opening ceremony, where all the competitors can meet again and learn about the rules of the Masters 8. Like how the battles are going to work, how many Pokemon they can use, when it's going to be, etc, etc. And then the real tournament will begin in a couple of months, after we've wrapped up all the Project Mew stuff. Maybe it's wishful thinking, I know it's not very likely at all, but I'm gonna remain hopeful that the actual tournament isn't starting next month. Even though it probably is, let's be honest. So yeah, the Masters 8 tournament could be beginning on June the 17th, and that is mind-blowing. If it really does happen, then I really hope the writers know what they're doing, because I don't think any of us expected this. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think about these 2 new episode titles. June is about to be a massive month, with Paul returning and the possible beginning of the Masters 8 tournament. Genuinely crazy, man. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this news. It really does help me out. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you all in the next one.